We are now joined in studio IndieBio by Dr. Trill Pollen, CEO of Free to Feed. Thanks for joining us, Trill.
Thanks, Julie.
Can we begin our discussion today by talking about how, by the middle of the program, you had turned customer discovery into $12,000 a month revenue?
Yeah, what's so interesting about this problem is that no one else is solving for it. And so as I worked with customer discovery and really talked to parents who were experiencing this immense pain, one of the overarching replies that we got was, no one is here to support me. I just want someone who can help me through this process and explain the science to me and what to do next. And so we leaned into that, and I opened my schedule to help parents navigate their journey, just giving them the scientific background behind what in the world was happening in their family. And in a very short couple of weeks, I could not squeeze another second into my calendar, which is a wonderful problem to have. So we hired our very first full-time breast friend, who is doing exactly that, supporting parents through their journey. And we have found a way to help these parents while we're still creating the actual solution to their problem.
And I can certainly attest to you working both early mornings and late nights to speak with these many customers. Can you talk to us about what you learned about the market by speaking with these many customers?
Yeah, so a few things that we learned. One, that the market is immense. So when we think about food allergies, often we think, a few percentage of the population is reactive in an anaphylactic way to peanuts. But in actuality, when we are looking at infants, most infants have what's called non-IgE mediated allergies. So still an allergy, but not in the sense of hives and swelling and anaphylaxis. Instead, in the sense of other reactivity for that infant. And the problem there lies with one, it can't be tested for. There's no effective test for these types of allergies. And two, it is a massive market because 25% of parents today report non-IgE mediated allergies through breast milk, which is 1 in 4 families. That is huge, and it's continuing to grow. So that's the main thing that we learned by talking to so many parents in this space.
And you are developing that test at the same time as speaking with them so they can test their breast milk directly. Can you talk about the readiness level of these strips?
Yeah, so we're so excited that the test strips are prepared for launch at the end of the year. So we are going to go from supporting these parents in a way that has love and empathy to then backing that up with science. So they literally will know at home, real time, exactly what's in their breast at any given moment, and be able to take what we're doing, which is help them navigate this over the course of several months, and narrow that down to only 5 days.
And I know that you want to get this directly into customers' hands. What is the regulatory process necessary in order to make sure you can do that?
The beauty of our product is that it is informational only. We're giving an ingredient deck for the breast. What that means in jargon terms is that our product is a 510K Class 1 exempt product, which means we'll file our pre-submission process for the FDA and then be able to go to market.
And can you summarize your IP strategy to protect this technology for Free to Feed?
We've been doing a ton of research over a few years to really understand what does a peanut look like after it's transferred from your mouth to your boob. And thankfully, it doesn't look like a peanut anymore because that would be very painful. And so the first part of our research is, and intellectual property, is what do allergenic proteins look like after they've transferred through your circulatory system to your breast? The second part of that is, of those things that do transfer, which of those are allergenic? Which of those actually cause infant problems? And then the third is, of those, what do not cross-react with naturally occurring human proteins in breast milk? And that is the secret sauce, if you will, of our product. And the beauty of this is that we're continuing to do research. So we're continuing to learn more about these proteins and their transferability to build out an even larger moat for intellectual property.
Last question, Trill. What are you fundraising and how will you use this to expand Free to Feed's success?
We are raising $1.5 million, and that will allow us to finalize validation of our test strip and launch the very first proprietary test that will allow us to detect cow's milk protein in the presence of human milk, which captures about 90% of this market.
Amazing. Well, thank you very much for joining us today at Studio IndieBio. For those of you in our investor audience, if you care to learn more, there is an investor deck and the ability to book time directly with Trill to learn more about this opportunity. Now, coming up, we have some scientists who have the most scientific answer to promoting skin health. This is Sequential Skin.